The Switchbot Hub 2 is matter capable, can send infrared signals to turn your TV on and off, it has a built-in temperature and humidity sensor, and it's a light switch.
Holy moly.
Well, if that doesn't turn you on, your genitals are broken. Thanks to Switchbot for sponsoring today's video and for sending me their Switchbot Hub 2. As well as working with Amazon Alexa, Google Home, and If This Then That, this thing has Matter built in, which will finally bring Apple Homekit support to the Switchbot product lineup. So if you've taken out a second mortgage on Apple products, then you'll be pleased to know that Switchbot's incredibly cheap lineup is now going to be available to you.
Good. Wait, look, Lord Vader, are we making any money on this?
No. Unfortunately not.
It has a built-in thermohygrometer, whatever a grometer is. And the thermohygrometer means that it can measure both temperature and humidity, but it also has a built-in light sensor, which means I can do this. And finally, just like the original Switchbot Hub, it also has a built-in infrared blaster, which means that it can control things like your TV and your set-top box, and basically any infrared remote-controlled device. This also includes air conditioning units, so this is a really good way to get control over the temperature of your room using your mouth hole. And Switchbot claim that it's 100% more powerful than the previous hub for blasting infrared. They have an enormous amount of infrared codes in their database, but the app also gives you the ability to learn codes too, which I've used previously to switch my PC on and off using an FLIRC USB adapter. The main thing I am really excited about is the two little buttons on the front, because I can use them to turn my entire room on and off, just like a light switch, but to control my TVs, my curtain motors, blind motors, and all sorts of other Switchbot capable things. I could even set it so that when I turn the room on, it locks the front door of the house. It's completely mental. And all of this good stuff can be controlled in your house and remotely because the whole thing is internet connected too. So without further ado, let's do this. Do the kids still say let's do this? I don't care, I'm 41. Inside the box is a rather unassuming looking smart home hub.
Choir noises.
There is a power supply, which in my case is American. I already knew that was coming. Switchbot told me before they sent it. They said it's going to be a US power supply. I think they know that I hate them. You guys will of course receive the power supply for your country. It's only because I'm beta testing this thing. And the thermohygrometer is actually housed in the 6.5 foot long cable, which is really clever because it means that any heat that the hub gives off will not affect the temperature readout on the device. And the level of detail in Switchbot's instructions is quite amazing.
Hold for 5 seconds. Hold what for 5 seconds? Oh, they're just saying bend the cable. These are instructions on how to bend a cable, just in case you needed some instructions on how to bend a cable.
Don't tell me how long to bend it. I'll do what I want. Bent it for a full 2 seconds.
Okay, let's bang that in.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hello. Hello. I think I need to maybe bend it for longer. Because it's trying to flop it up. Stop flopping it up. Damn it.
And once plugged in, the hub was immediately discovered by the Switchbot app. And then, like so many former girlfriends, was immediately snatched away from me by some bloke called Richard. Richard had nothing to do with any of that. I may still be dealing with some stuff. But what I wasn't doing was holding the buttons down. You have to do that to put it into pairing mode. Once I'd realized that you had to hold the buttons down, this thing was discovered and I was able to put in my Wi-Fi information and get this thing connected. From there, I could see the readouts from the hub and do things like add infrared remote controls and assign Switchbot scenes to the on and off buttons. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I've just been told that if you don't subscribe now, they're not going to make any more episodes of Jeff Bezos' new show, Not Enough Yachts, on Channel 4+1.
Hi, I'm Jeff Bezos, and I'm here in Tenerife. One yacht. Pathetic. Not enough yachts.
So, better subscribe. Wouldn't want to miss out on that. On to matter then. None of the things I'm about to tell you actually matter. See what I did there? They don't matter. Dad jokes. The reason none of the issues I'm about to describe actually matter is because this hub also still works in the traditional sense. You can still install an Amazon Alexa skill or a Google Home service and have it work the old-fashioned way. So any of the matter problems don't really matter because this hub still works the old way. It just means that the hub is future-proofed for matter purposes should that be the road that the industry goes down. And more importantly, it really matters for Apple Homekit users, because Apple Homekit users currently can't use the traditional methods. They need a matter skill, and this thing exists. And guess what? It works really well for HomeKit. So my first ever experience of matter was that I held these buttons down for 15 seconds, which made this device go into pairing mode for matter devices, and SmartThings immediately discovered it. Which is a bit odd, because SmartThings doesn't have any kind of matter capability for Switchbot yet. Kind of did this. I see you've added a matter device to your network. I can add it now to SmartThings. Would you like to do that? Alright, yeah, cool. Please do. I don't know what any of those devices are. You're welcome.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Amazon haven't added any functionality to Matter for Switchbot yet, but they will do in future, and in the meantime, you can still use the traditional Amazon Alexa skill anyway, so it's not really a problem. Google Home's Matter implementation works pretty well, and once I'd gotten through the Matter configuration, Google picked up the humidity, temperature, and the two devices that I'd added. Though I should probably point out that I didn't actually get this working until I rebooted the Google Nest Hub, something that I patiently diagnosed for 2 hours.
Bastard!
As of time of filming, this is basically all you can do with Google's Matter. I can't actually create a routine, for example, that would start if the temperature dropped below a certain point, because temperature isn't an option you can choose. You can, of course, use the motors by swiping them about in the app, or use your voice to make the motor do something. You can't use any of the temperature sensors to start a routine. Google also didn't discover the light sensor that this thing has, nor can you utilize the two buttons on the front in a Google routine. But I suspect this is a Google failing and not a failing of Switchbot, and it's something that I'm hoping Matter will one day solve. It doesn't work at the moment. Switchbot's Matter functionality for HomeKit, on the other hand, works really well. But not for me, obviously, because I don't have iOS 16 on my phone. Apparently I haven't given Apple enough money this month.
All right, Tim Cook, it's not that funny.
I have watched other reviews though on YouTube and can confirm that HomeKit works great, not only for controlling the devices, for both the blind motor and the curtain motor, but also you can create routines off the back of both temperature and humidity. The only thing that is sadly missing from HomeKit is the ability to create routines using the buttons on the front or the light sensor, which is what leads me to believe this might be a problem with Matter. Right, he's forgotten to tell you something. Idiot. What he's forgotten to tell you is that the other thing that doesn't work with HomeKit is the ability to use infrared blasters. So you can create remotes in the Switchbot app, but they won't be advertised to Apple HomeKit via Matter. That's just not a thing yet. It's a sad fact. And now for the elephant in the room. As of time of filming, Switchbot's only products that work with Matter are their blind tilt motor and their curtain motor. However, they have said that their other products will follow very shortly, and some of them might already be working by the time this video comes out. Check the description to find out if that's the case. There is also currently, for some reason, a limit on the number of devices that you can use in Matter through Switchbot, and that number is 6. Arbitrary. I don't know why that number is 6, but it is. But it is also known that you can create groups of devices in the Switchbot app, and Matter will discover them as one device. So if you've got 10 blind motors in one room, you can control them all as one device in Matter, and it will only count as one of your 6. This is beta as well. I wouldn't worry too much about it. I'm sure that device limit will increase when this whole thing is released properly. The only other thing worth mentioning is that there is a delay between pressing that button and the scene actually taking place. The light bulb takes about 3 seconds to come on when you press on, and takes about 3 seconds to go off when you press off. This is another sad fact, and I'm hoping that Switchbot will eventually improve this. All this Matter stuff is still in beta, and the hub itself is superb. It looks good, and it is easily the most feature-packed hub on the market because it can control your TV, tell you how hot or humid your room is, and react to button presses. The display can be dimmed manually, or can be set to auto-adjust to the brightness of your room. Temperatures and humidity can be manually calibrated to ensure you have pinpoint accuracy, and you can change the display between Celsius and Fahrenheit. This really is a thing of beauty, and if you're a HomeKit user, it's an absolute must, as it finally opens you up to Switchbot's products. As usual, if you're interested, there is a link in the description as to where you can pick one of these things up, and in the meantime, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. That'll tell YouTube's algorithms it was a good video and more people should see it. If you want to see some more of this guy, hit that subscribe button and ding that bell. If you ding the bell, it lets YouTube know that you want to be notified when I upload videos. These incredible people running up your screen are my patrons from Patreon, and without them, this video would not exist. I would still be working in a call center. I would not be doing this. If you want to be one of these incredible people, you can do that at either Patreon or buy me a one-off beer at PayPal, and either way, I will genuinely love you forever. These are my Facebooks and my Twitters and my Instagrams and my TikToks too. Come and hang out there, or we can be best friends. See you next time. Well, if that doesn't turn you on, then get out. We only want weird nerds here. I hope that joke was funny. It's injured my thumb. Look at that. Google Home. I don't think I hate anything more in this life than Google Home.